Welcome to the Workamper Show, a podcast devoted to helping you discover how to finance your RV travel dreams. I'm Steve Anderson, the president of Workamper News. Each one of our episodes will either introduce you to people who are already living the RV lifestyle or to opportunities to work short-term jobs. You'll also learn how to hit the road the right way and make the most of every opportunity. Now let's turn over today's show to your host, Greg Gerber.
Thank you, Steve. Today we're going to talk with a woman who owns a Christmas tree farm in North Carolina, but hires work campers to sell trees from lots in South Florida. Today's episode is sponsored by The Dreamer's Journey, a new online course and community produced by Workamper News. Life is way too short to keep your dreams on hold, so don't be held back by fear because you were designed for more. Get started with the RV lifestyle the right way with this comprehensive guide. For a monthly subscription fee, people can participate in 2 online webinars every week to learn things like what type of RV to buy, goal setting, how to budget for the adventure, developing a positive mindset, where to call home, and how to find a job or start a bubble business. All online events will be recorded for watching anytime. Subscribers can also join an open question and answer session each month. For more information, visit www.rvdreamersjourney.com. Kathy Chefas and her husband John own Hart-T-Tree Farms, a company that is tucked away in the Blue Ridge Mountains near Grassy Creek, North Carolina, and a stone's throw from the Virginia state line. The farm specializes in growing Fraser firs, which make spectacular Christmas trees. John grew up selling Christmas trees in Chicago, and shortly after meeting Kathy, he bought property near Hart, Michigan to begin growing his own trees. That's how Hart-T-Tree Farm got its name. Later, they discovered an opportunity to sell their trees to people in Florida and set up a network of tree lots in Broward and Palm Beach counties along Florida's eastern coast. It proved to be the right move. Eventually, the couple acquired land and moved the farming operation to North Carolina. Still, they hire several work campers each year to sell trees from just before Thanksgiving through Christmas Eve. The company operates more than a dozen tree lots in cooperation with local businesses, charities, and churches. Work campers live in their RVs at the tree lot where electricity is brought in along with water, and Honey Wagon service pumps the tanks for the RVers once a week. Hart-T-Trees provides training the week before Thanksgiving when all the other work campers get together to meet each other and form relationships that can be beneficial during the selling season. The work campers are guaranteed a minimum base income, but they earn additional money based on the number of trees they sell. They are required to water the trees each night and care for them, but also they have the ability to hire their own part-time workers to assist on busy days. Selling Christmas trees is certainly a unique opportunity for work campers and a great way to earn some extra money before the holidays. To tell us more about the company and the types of duties work campers perform, please welcome Kathy Chefas to the show. Thanks for joining me today, Kathy. I really appreciate the time. Tell us about your business, when it started, and what kind of services you provide to people.
Okay. The name of our company is Hart-T-Tree Farms, and we are in the business of Christmas trees. We grow Christmas trees in North Carolina, and we sell those Christmas trees on our own retail lots. We have a series of lots in South Florida and have been together. My husband and I were married in 1977, and the company started right away right then. He had his first piece of property purchased in Michigan, in Hart, Michigan. That's why we are Hart-T-Tree Farms. And over the years, we moved the operation from Michigan to North Carolina, but we've always, as long as I've been married to John, we've grown Christmas trees, and we've retailed them somewhere in December. So, but South Florida, we started in 1980 to sell trees, and we've just been there ever since.
Very good. What prompted you to get into this type of business? Christmas tree sounds like a fun kind of job.
Marriage for me, but my husband actually grew up in Chicago in a busy neighborhood. His family lived on a busy street across from a post office, and his dad had a side lot. He had a lot and a half where the house was, and so on that side lot, he made extra money. He had 5 children, and so he made an extra income by using that side lot to sell pumpkins and Christmas trees. And so John, from a little boy on, was involved in Christmas trees and selling them and, getting a tree looking really good and displaying it and putting it in people's cars. And he's just been a Christmas tree retailer actually since he was a young boy.
That's neat. Now, are these all sold on Christmas tree lots, or can people come to your farm and cut their own tree down?
No, we do not have what's called a choose and cut business. That's a special thing. We are in the production of getting truckloads and truckloads of trees out, and we don't have the capacity really to be watching families going up in our fields and cutting out a tree. That's not our thing. But there are plenty of people in our county, Ashe County, North Carolina, that do that. And actually, Ashe County is the number one Christmas tree producing county in the United States.
Well, that's neat to know. So you guys have been in business since 1977 selling Christmas trees. And
right.
Have you been utilizing Workampers that entire time?
No, I think we started, I would probably have to contact Workamper News, but I think we started in the 90s because we found a couple that actually said, well, we've got a little camper. Maybe these were friends of John's. We have a little camper. Maybe we could just stay right there on the lot. So they did that, and we thought, man, that's a great idea, because a work camper is not, is there, accessible, access security for us, but also they can, quote unquote, work from home. At the end of a tired day, they can go sit in their easy chair and kick back for a while, and they're home.
That's
they don't have to commute at all. So it's been a really win-win situation.
How many work campers do you typically hire every year?
This year I have 13 work camper couples, and we need work camper couples because it takes at least two people to run a lot. And so I've tried hiring single people before to help another couple. It just hasn't worked out very well. But the work camper couples, and I'm proud to say that many, many times people that have worked for us refer people that they meet around the country to say, well, if you want to be in Florida, give Kathy a call and, send her your resume. And so we've had a lot of referrals, which, of course, helps a lot.
Sure. It's even easier to pick up and move Christmas trees when there are two people. Yeah.
Well, there always needs to be somebody that if a customer is being helped and there's another customer that wants to pay, you
right.
need to have somebody be able to take their money. And one person waters the tree at night and the other person finishes out the books, and you just really kind of need a team. And then the team builds a team. We allow our work campers to hire some lot helpers because many times a couple can't do it all by themselves. So we supply them with names of people that worked there last year and phone numbers and contact. Florida, however, is a very transient state, so sometimes people have already left or gone someplace else. So it's hard to rely totally on that list. But I always tell my work campers that, pretty much we have a good reputation now in South Florida. People look for Hart-T-Tree Farms lots. So I tell the work campers that when you pull on your lot in your RV, I'm sure you're going to have local guys coming up and knocking on your door and saying, you need some help. So it's a good little bit of Christmas money for the local people too.
So you don't need people necessarily at the tree farm itself, but you need work campers at the various lots you have scattered wherever you're selling the trees, or do you need
right?
them up
Well,
there?
I'm the part owner because, of course, I'm married to John, but I'm also the director of retail operations, and our whole retail operations are in Florida. Now, we, occasionally use work campers on the farm during harvest for processing our tabletop trees or helping to count the trucks that go out. We also hire work campers. We've got a work camper couple here that have helped us on the retail lot, and they're helping. He has particular construction skills, and he has a whole trailer full of tools, and he is helping us reconstruct and refurbish an old historic building here on our farm. And he's taken on it as a project, and we've got a 50-amp plug, and we've got a sewer for him, and he water hookup. So he's he and his wife are ready to go, and it's been a great summer with them, and they're doing a wonderful job on our building. So, yes, we do use Workampers, but I don't usually advertise in Workamper News for the farm itself in North Carolina. We're in the Blue Ridge Mountains in North Carolina. I usually do the advertising to get lot manager couples.
Okay. And how do you...
But sometimes I advertise on the hotline when we need somebody on the farm. But there's always something on the farm. We live in a 130-year-old farmhouse. We need people that can exterior paint. We need people that can interior paint. We need people that can, fix up homes and barns and things like that all the time. So.
Okay. And how do you go about promoting these positions or recruiting Workampers?
I advertise at least in 3 issues of Workamper News every year for the lot manager couples. After they send me a resume and some pictures, or I look at their Workamper resume or whatever, if I feel that I'd like to see if they could interview for it, I send them a recruiting video. I have a recruiting video that I send a link to them. And then if after seeing that and they still think they are physically able to do the job and would like to do the job and would think it would be fun, then we do a phone interview. But as far as the jobs on the farm are concerned, my husband kind of interviews those people, but I'll put an ad on the hotline and just have it up there for a week. And we'll see if we get any, people. We don't need tons of people, but we need people that have, real good skills.
Okay.
And it's great. And so we have a summer job in North Carolina in the beautiful Blue Ridge Mountains, which is a lovely place to be. And then we have winter jobs in South Florida, which is a lovely place to be at that time of year. So we offer a lot as far as location, I'd say.
How many of your Workampers return year after year?
Over the years, I usually have about a third turnover. Now, whether that means I've had at one time I've had up to 24 lots in South Florida, but we have not all of those have been really profitable, so we have really concentrated our efforts into about 12, 13, 14 lots. But no matter whether it was 24 or whether it's 13, I seem to have about a third of the Workampers that don't return. So it's not like I have 13 jobs every year. I have 3 or 4, But I think, and the reasons people seem to leave are, like I said in the beginning, if some people do it a year and say, well, they're really nice people to work for, but this is too much work for me. I don't want to do it. And I get that, So they don't go away mad. They just go away,
Right.
And then there are some people that I really don't feel have the skill set to return, and so I don't necessarily invite them back. It's nice knowing you. Thank you so much for the help, but I think this isn't a real good fit. Okay. And then there are people that don't come back for health reasons or family reasons or whatever. So, but I don't think that as a company we have an inordinate amount of turnover, especially considering what a Workamper does and what a Workamper's goals are. Some people just want to see the whole country, while they've got their RV. And so nice to see you in Florida. Next year we're going to be in Texas, So and then there are some people that are new to work camping, and let's just say they're from the Midwest, and they say, I really want to find a steady job in Florida every winter. I want to depend that I can come back there every winter. It's just everybody...
It's all different.
Has a different, all Workampers have different goals, and so I try to find out what their goals are, because if they know right from the get-go they only want to work a year, I'm not particularly interested in putting a lot of energy into training them if they know they're only going to be there a year. It's not fair to me.
That makes sense.
I'm willing to give anybody a chance to do it, and sometimes it doesn't work out, and I realize that's going to happen. But we do a lot to train our people and get them ready, and then the support. I think if you talk to Workampers that have positive reviews about us, they always say that the support that we offer through my administrative staff, comforting and helpful,
Very good. You had mentioned that you're looking for Workampers to staff the lots in South Florida. Are you talking the Miami area?
No, No, we don't go as far as Dade County. We go, the next county north is called Broward County, and the next county north of it, along the shoreline, on the eastern shoreline, is Palm Beach County. So we are all in our lots are in Broward County and Palm Beach County.
Okay. That gives people an idea of where the jobs are.
Right.
Okay.
So Broward County is Fort Lauderdale, Pompano Beach, Coral Springs, and Palm Beach County. We're just in the southern part, but that is more like Boca Raton and Delray Beach.
Okay. So people are not worked as a team for your business. The couples staff their own location, it sounds like.
Well, pretty much, yeah. Our distribution is within a 50-mile radius. In other words, if we went from lot 1 to all 12, 13, I would put about 50 to 60 miles on my car. What did you ask?
You were talking about whether the work campers have their own lots rather than work together as teams. It's not like a typical work camping job where they hire 20 work campers and they all work side by side for the next 6 months. You guys are hiring individual couples to staff a location.
Right. It's almost like offering a work camper couple a turnkey business. We help them try to find their staff, but they hire their staff. And I'll have lot helpers call me or get my email somehow and say, are you going to be there? Can you give me the name of the work camper couple? And I don't ever give that out. I say they'll be here on this date. When you see the RV, go talk to them, because I'm not going to tell any work camper you need to hire this kid, because to me it's their business. They're running for me, of course. And I come visit them 4 to 5 times a week, so I'm there and I'm a presence. But we do give, after three or four full days of training, we give the work camper pretty much independence to make their own decisions about how they want to work their plan, how they want to work their staff, and when they need help and they have questions, we're right there to answer. But we're not there to, step all over. Everybody has their own style, and we appreciate everybody's different style. But as far as working together, yes, when we're in training, everybody gets to know each other. When I have a special meal for them, a kickoff meal, I try to sit people in proximity at the same table that are within 4 or 5 miles of each other, so they know that they can call up the line or call down the line if there's a problem, like, there's a guy in a black Mercedes that's coming and he's trying to pass off bad money, or they want to say, hey, I've got a special customer here, I can't help her, I don't have the tree she needs, I'm going to send her to you. So we work together in that regard, but no, after training they really don't see each other again.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But we have a community communication. We have a Slack account. Slack allows everybody to chime in on a topic or communicate with the whole.
Okay.
The whole.
So they're building a team. They're building camaraderie that way, and they get to meet each other through the training, the initial training, and then they're in close proximity, so they might hang out. Do the work campers actually live on the lot site itself?
Yes.
They do? Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Very good.
Amazingly enough, since 1980, we didn't start work campers then. We started the first ones about 1990. But, yeah, I'm thrilled because most of our lots are like on church properties or they're on a asphalt parking lot. We have one at an Office Depot, one at a Kmart, one at a big mall. But, school, we have one at a school, a high school, and so that's a grass lot. And like I said, 3 or 4 churches that have grass lots. And we, by God's grace, don't seem to get in trouble with the cities about having the RV there. It's like a construction RV, Right. It's a temporary thing. And so, on a construction site, when they have a construction trailer there, it's a temporary thing. But, we always tell our work campers, don't hang laundry outside, and keep your trailer and everything around it neat and tidy so that we stay in good stead with the cities. Okay. And because I have work campers, this is kind of interesting. I don't know what other tree lots do around the country because I know what happens in South Florida. But one of our biggest competitors always rents chain link fences, and he fences in the property that he rents to sell trees. Well, we don't want to really do that. We want people to be able to drive by and see our product, so they see it in the tent. You know, you have a chain link fence up there, and first of all, it says, "I don't trust you," and secondly, you can't hardly see the product. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so we do not do that, but we feel that the presence of the RV acts as a stability factor. We're here, we see you, and maybe in the middle of the night somebody's going to steal a tree. And I always tell the lot managers, if they have to steal a tree, they have to live with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not about going to ask you to go out there and chase them off.
Okay.
Now, if they pull up with a panel truck and start loading, 20 trees, then please call 911.
Right.
But I don't want anybody to, risk harm by chasing off somebody that would steal a tree off the end of the thing. But
okay.
we're actually, as a company, we're really pretty trusting of our customers, of our work campers. We feel they deserve that respect.
So when people show up on site, they're only there for like 4 weeks then, right? This is pretty much as long as they'll be working?
Could be 5, could be 5.5. Our whole business centers around Thanksgiving, whenever Thanksgiving falls. And most people aren't really too aware of it, but Thanksgiving can fall anywhere from the 22nd of November to the 28th of November.
Mm-hmm.
And so when it falls on the 22nd of November, it's a very long season for us. It's almost an extra 6 days. But it is what it is. We have a harvest to get in, and nobody wants our trees at any other time.
Right, exactly.
But Christmas season starts for us really in earnest on Thanksgiving Day. We actually now bring trees in the weekend before Thanksgiving because our customers in Florida have kind of pressed us into having trees there before Thanksgiving because they want, some customers. I mean, it
Mm-hmm.
maybe is only 5%, but the thing is, the fact that we get our trees there gives our work campers, especially rookie work campers, the opportunity to start getting used to the trees and pricing the trees and caring for the trees, and before it starts to get really busy. So it's kind of a gradual start, and then it hits like a hurricane. but it works out pretty well. So the most would be like 5.5 weeks.
Okay.
But
so from Thanksgiving, just before Thanksgiving until just after Christmas.
Well, yeah, we want to be all packed up, everything stored and everything away, because we rent the properties that we're on, and our work campers are able to stay on those properties on Christmas Day, but they have to leave the next day. But we don't want to be there, and our landlords don't want us there after Christmas trees, and we want to have everything tucked away in our storage facility. Our work campers Our work campers for our company are not responsible for setting up the lot.
Okay.
The lot is set up when they pull on, other than going to their storage pod and pulling out garbage cans and chainsaw or something. But the tents are up, the stands are up, the lights are hung, all that stuff. At the end, it's slow at the end, and so we ask the work campers to help us store the things. So they pull out the rebar stands, and they wash the banners and roll them up when clean, so we store them clean, and we just get ready for the next year. And because it's slow on the lots, it's something for the work campers to do and to stay kind of busy and to be there. And you have customers that come in, but it's nothing like the beginning of the season.
Right.
They kind of dribble in, so you're able to help them, but they're also able to help us as a staff get things ready to put into storage. So our operations guys will come around with a flatbed trailer, and they'll pick up supplies and equipment, everything but the canvas tent.
Are the trees there when the work campers arrive?
No, because we have to train the work campers.
Okay.
So then the training goes back to usually the Monday before the weekend, before Thanksgiving.
Weekend.
So
okay.
this year, for instance, our training will start on Monday, November 16th. And the first trees so we'll train 16, 17, 18. The first trees will arrive on the 19th. But that won't be to all 14 lots. That'll just, we can't unload everybody on the first day. So the 19th and 20th, which is a Thursday and Friday, will be when the first trees come. And so then once trees arrive, you're in business. So they're actually on the tree lot for about 4 days before any trees arrive, and they're commuting to our training spot.
Okay, that makes sense. And once the trees arrive, then the Workampers are responsible for selling them, helping the customers pick their selection. They have to be familiar with the types of trees, I'm sure.
Right. We really only sell one type of tree, and that's Fraser fir trees. And so east of the Mississippi, that's the Cadillac of the industry, not so much the west of the Mississippi River, but it's grown in this area of Ashe County and environs, about a 5 or 6 county area. It's where the tree grows naturally.
Okay.
And so that's what comes down to Florida mostly. Every once in a while we'll have a different variety of tree, maybe one or two, but mostly it's Fraser fir. And if it is another variety, we point it out to the lot managers, and they're usually pretty easy to determine which is which,
So are the Workampers working ultra full-time hours then from Thanksgiving until just about Christmas? Or is
Yes.
Yes, okay.
They're working, as I tell people, you have to understand this is a harvest mentality. This is a harvest. This is the only time we can sell our product. And so we can say that the hours are 9 to 9, but actually, I tell them, if somebody comes on your lot at 8:30 and you're drinking your coffee and they want to buy a tree, please sell it to them. You know what I mean?
Right.
Just don't say, well, we don't open till 9. I mean, that's, so it's hard to keep, the hours. This is an unusual work camping job. I mean, I'm just going to
No, that's okay. And actually, it's very unusual. It's kind of unique because the Workampers are almost business owners themselves. Is that how they're compensated? Is it by the hour or by the number of trees?
They're guaranteed. They're guaranteed a reasonable wage for the amount of weeks that they're there, but they are also given goals to reach to start making a percentage of the sales.
Okay, and that's fair enough.
And so that's what has kept a lot of people coming back, is because they feel that we compensate fairly for the job. Now, some people would disagree with that, Well, I figured it out. I'm only working, I'm working all these hours. I'm only getting $2.75 an hour. Well, if that's the way you look at it, I can't help that because, maybe you're not hustling a lot to sell the trees,
right?
So we try to be as fair as we possibly can. We obviously are in this for the long haul. We realize that one unsatisfied customer can tell 10 other people, that they don't like our product, which ruins your sales. It's the same with work campers. One disgruntled work camper can certainly poison the pot for you as an employer by saying, well, they weren't fair to me, and, and...
Or a rude work camper can hurt a business as well, regardless of the business. They can... That's
right.
Yeah, okay. And what kind of perks do you offer to the work campers? They're allowed to park their RV for free at the
for
site.
Free.
Okay.
And we have electricity. Mostly we have temporary power poles, just like a temporary construction site. So that's, Florida Power. We have water always available because the trees need to be watered at night. And then we offer a weekly pump-out service to come and pump out the black tank of the RV. Okay. We put outlets on every one of our tree lots so that helpers and or customers have a potty, so that nobody ever has to be invited into a work camper's RV.
Right.
And so that company services the portalet once a week and services the work camper once a week too.
Okay.
And that's all included.
All right. And so the compensation then, they get an hourly rate, but they can also qualify for bonuses based on the number of trees they sell.
Right. They don't get an hourly rate. They get a flat rate for doing the job, just a flat base salary.
Okay.
And so whether you worked for me for 10 years or whether you're a rookie, you get the same base salary.
So what kinds of traits or qualifications are you looking for in work campers?
I'm looking for people that really have had perhaps retail experience. They understand retail business. I'm looking for people that have energy, that have enthusiasm, that are honest, that are team players, that like people, that are physically able to do the job. I really, over the years, have been surprised that there have been people that once they come to the lot and I get to know them, they've had 5 back surgeries or recently had open heart surgery just last year, but I'm really in good shape now. It's too much of a risk. Work campers have to have their own health insurance because I have nothing that will cover anything that happens to them on the lot. I have nothing that will cover what happens to me on the lot. If I would trip over a guide wire or, skin my knee or break my wrist or something, as a company, we don't have any coverage for people that work with us because they're considered independent contractors. And so, I have insurance for the property owner that if a customer hurts themselves, we're insured that way. We have all the proper permits in every city and town needed to operate. That takes a lot of work. Mm-hmm. And most of our lots are sponsored by nonprofit organizations, so that over the years, since 1980, I'll bet you we have donated more than $250,000, $500,000 in South Florida to churches, to schools, to the big bike riders, to Kiwanis clubs, Rotary clubs. So we really like to give back to the community that way by having a sponsor on each of our lots, So.
Mm-hmm. And so you're doing a revenue share where you bring in the money and they benefit as well. That's a great business model. Okay.
Win-win-win-win.
Absolutely.
And another thing I might mention to work campers, I'm okay if they have pets. It's just that they if they're unruly pets or would in any way endanger one of my customers, then I can't have that. That's too much risk for me. But if they have, wonderful pets, mm-hmm. which most work campers do, I have no problem with that.
Okay, so they can be out there greeting the customers and all that kind of stuff.
Well, if the work campers feel comfortable with that,
exactly.
Sometimes people are pretty protective of their pets.
And they need to be.
The other thing is I don't tend to hire families.
Okay.
I have found that it's a long time to sit on that lot. Mm-hmm. And children get restless, and one of the couple has to be on the lot at all times. So if somebody's off doing laundry, the other person is there to run the lot. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But it has not. I have tried families before, and it just doesn't work very well for me. There's too much, of course, and should be too much concern about the children, and not as much concern about selling my trees.
What can a work camper do to make sure they stand out among the crowd in applying for these kind of jobs?
I think kind of being excited about the job, and how can I help you sell your trees, Kathy?
Right.
Not about, what's in this for me, which of course everybody has that, but somebody that says, this sounds like an exciting opportunity to me. I've always wanted to get to Florida. I have family there, and so I've had some retail experience, and actually when my husband was a boy, he lived in Wisconsin, and he helped on a Christmas tree farm. I mean, I don't know. I guess I've interviewed people for a long time, and I can just tell whether they are sincerely interested or they're just trying to get a job. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to build a family. I tell in my recruiting video, I tell people this is like coming to camp. For people that come back every year, they say it's like coming to camp. So I call it Christmas tree camp. And if you've ever had a camp experience, you know how much fun it is to go back in the summer and see your friends. And some of the work camping couples have become friends outside the tree business. Some of them for Christmas Eve, because you're usually done by 6 o'clock on Christmas Eve. They plan nights. They meet and they go to the casino down in Coconut Creek, and they have dinner together. I mean, they have fun. and they have fun working with us, and we have fun working with them, and we build a family that But my husband and I are hard workers, and if you're not willing to be a hard worker, then this isn't going to be fun for you.
Mm-hmm. That's okay, because you're an independent business owner basically yourself, so it's make it or break it on their end as well. Do they have to have sales experience?
No, they don't have to have sales experience, but, sometimes you just understand the retail end of it a little bit better. Maybe we need to spend a little energy moving the trees around a little bit so they look different, rather than just putting them up one time. I mean, not that happens all the time, but
right.
Just thinking, how can I make this more appealing? How can I make my lot more appealing so I sell more trees?
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
And that's what people who have had retail experience sort of have in the back of their minds.
Is there something that you wish all work campers knew before they came to work for you?
Well, about me personally, I want them to know that I'm an honest and hardworking businesswoman, and that, my goal is not to take advantage of them. I'm thinking, for instance, like I put somebody on a lot, and it's a new lot for us. It's totally uncharted territory for us, and they don't do very well, so they don't make very much of a bonus. Well, I didn't do that on purpose,
Mm-hmm.
I want people to know that I'm not going to ask them to do anything I wouldn't do myself and haven't done myself. I respect them as people, and I would expect the same in return.
Okay, fair enough. If people wanted more information about about this opportunity, where could they get it?
They could email me, and my email address is KCHEF, like Frank, AS, like Sam, @hotmail.com.
Okay, and you also have advertisements at Workamper News, so they can submit their resume that way too.
Absolutely, and they can check me. I'm a gold level employer or whatever. I think they can somehow. Workampers can check on employers and what kind of response they get from people that have worked with them.
We were talking before we started the interview, and you said that you've had a lot of positive reviews from the Workampers themselves.
Well, I think I have. I don't make it a practice of kind of looking so much, but I've had Workampers that have interviewed said, "Well, we read about you, and it seems like people kind of like working for you."
That's great.
So that's a compliment in itself,
Super. Well, thank you very much, Kathy. I really appreciate the time, and I wish you the best of luck selling trees this year.
Greg, thanks for getting up so early in the morning to interview me and working with my schedule.
Spending the Christmas season in South Florida would be a dream for many people. Thanks to the Hart-T-Tree farms, it's possible to make money at the same time. The company offers a great opportunity for entrepreneurial couples who can provide excellent customer service and use a little savvy to sell Christmas trees to Floridians, especially the snowbirds who arrive from northern states each fall. It's almost like having a turnkey short-term business where you partner with Hart-T-Tree farms to sell their harvest of trees. The Workampers learn to care for the trees and set prices. After completing 4 days of training in Florida, the Workampers pretty much have independence to work their plan and run the lots knowing that help is available from the owners and nearby Workampers upon occasion. I'd like to thank Kathy Chefas for coming on the show to tell us about Hart-T-Tree's operation and the way Workampers can get involved. I really appreciate her honesty in explaining what people can expect, what she expects, and what is involved in the process, as well as how she oversees Workampers. Like she said, it's not a job for everyone. The hours can be long and some days really hectic, especially as it gets closer to Christmas. But if you have some business experience or sales skills, it's a great opportunity to pick up a little Christmas cash. For more information about this opportunity, send Kathy an email to kchefas, that's KCHEFAS, @hotmail.com. She'll review your resume and respond with an introductory video to give you an even better understanding of the work entailed. Also, keep an eye out for their Workamper hotline notices because the family occasionally hires Workampers to help out at the farm in North Carolina. Workamper News, a magazine and online publication, connects RVers to full and part-time jobs around the country. Whether it is running a business from your RV or working short-term jobs for a variety of employers, Workamper News can give you information to help plan a course to live your own dream and get you on the road faster than you thought possible. For more information about opportunities to live, work, and play in your RV, visit www.workampernews.com. This episode is sponsored by the National RV Training Academy in Athens, Texas. The Academy's one-week live training or home study course will teach you everything you need to know to fix about 80% of the problems people experience with their RVs. You can also sign up for additional training to become an RV inspector, campground technician, or to provide mobile RV service. For more information, visit www.nrvta.com. That's all we have for today's episode of The Workamper Show. Thanks for listening.